Oh, hello everybody. Let's get this thing down a bit. How's everyone doing today? It's a good Thursday. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the week, the weekend, the Super Bowl, the weekend at the Super Bowl. It was great. We're coming back with week 2 of LCS. Let's turn this down a little bit more. There we go. But week 1, LCS is in here. Good weekend of upsets. It was we ended up looking really smart sometimes when it wasn't on purpose. We just worked out really well. And other days we looked really smart because we made the right call. But we had some awesome upsets, made it really fun to watch. We're going to go break it down. For anyone who's new, we have some new people out today. Big shout out from the esports department, John, doing awesome things over there. If you guys haven't been over there yet, I'm throwing their link in here because everyone should be checking that out. There's a link for esports department. Awesome content when it comes to the betting side of things, the DFS side of things, both on CS:GO and League of Legends. Obviously, I'm a big League of Legends fan, but either way, they cover a lot of different stuff. They're awesome content, all the time content. It's the best source you possibly go to. I also use them to help optimize a lot of my lineups too. But either way, have some new people here, so we'll kind of go over it, right? This is the first year we're doing this show. We started off with this season, right? Did a lock-in tournament, really fun time. This is for people who are interested in League of Legends and maybe want to learn more about DFS, or really big on DFS and want to learn more about League of Legends, right? Vice versa. We try to break this down. We do this show very much on a love-hate list, right? We go through what happened last week, what's happening this week, and who we like, who we don't like, why, what their price might be. DraftKings put the prices out really late today, so I'll go over them for Friday, but I didn't update the thing with them. Either way, we did get a follower while we were starting up. Stevie Brown DFS, thank you so much for following. I really appreciate it. For anyone who is new to here, if you look down below, you can either follow on Twitch. We have the YouTube link, we have the Discord link, and then up there, we have the Twitter. Those are also down below too. But without further ado, let's get started on a wild weekend. So, first game, starting off with an upset right away. FlyQuest and TSM. It was a really interesting upset. TSM plays a really slow game, and it's different watching it, but it seems to work a lot of times. It's funny because I think had they realized that FlyQuest took the first dragon, totally different game. FlyQuest eked out the first dragon with no one really noticing. There's no vision over there. Got the first dragon, and just seemed to keep on hanging around the whole time. TSM had a lead for a lot of it, but just kept hanging around, wasn't really falling off, and they had a team to scale better. So once TSM lost that dragon and the scaling started going over to FlyQuest, it was a matter of time. TSM plays a very slow, methodic game now. I don't expect this team to put up a lot of kills, which is funny because they have Huni and Speaker, who I think are really aggressive and sort of who wants to roam. But I think this team operates around Power of Evil, and as we've all seen him, he wants to farm up a lot and really go for team fights. Also, thank you to MJ Thomas for the follow. Appreciate you. We got in the chat, can we call it an upset anymore? TSM looks so mad right now. I'm less willing to call it an upset than I was in the beginning of the year in lock-in. It's still an upset to me. I still would have gone into this favoring TSM over FlyQuest. I think they actually probably should have won this again. If they had vision on Dragon for the first Dragon, I think they win this game, actually. They have some things they got to work out. There's some coordination issues, some cohesion issues. They got to figure some stuff out. But even some of these wins they get don't look the best. Golden Guardians throwing at Baron. Anyways, we'll keep on going. Another upset, right? We're over 2 for 2. Immortals beats Team Liquid. Immortals looks great. Revenge looks really good. Xerxes looks really good. We had Alfari on our down on list last week. Not because we thought that Immortals was going to beat them, but I figured, we kind of thought as a whole, that Team Liquid plays a slow, methodical game, and he's been getting a lot of his kills solo in the top lane. So we thought, okay, well, Team Liquid, if they win, it's going to be through their bot lane and through mid lane. Well, they didn't win at all. So we were right accidentally, but the Immortals look great. Like, I mean, really surprising me. I thought I have them as a 9-10 team. They're not much higher than that to me still, but I had a lot more fun watching them week 1. I thought they were a lot more exciting with this new team. Obviously, they had the Academy team running the playoffs or the end of the lock-in split. But Insanity seems like he's in good position to work well with Xerxes. Revenge looks a lot like really good, really low key talent coming out of the academy. Looking forward to seeing him a lot. But Immortals takes to Liquid, and honestly, it was a really tight game. There wasn't a whole lot of kills at all going around for a long time. Immortals ekes it out and just takes it over. I believe this is the one where Immortals had, I think, Revenge had Aurelia and just start off 3-0, and that's kind of how they won. They kind of won it through there. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. That might be a different game. I think this is it though. Well, just kind of yes. I was actually with Sharkness when this game was happening, and he called it from the draft. He goes, "Kind of seems like a mistake." No, it didn't work out well. I thought they had a double kill at the top very beginning. Didn't work out that way. Next one we have is Evil Genius's 100 Thieves. We were really high on FBI and Huhi for this one. I thought that Evil Geniuses likes to fight, and 100 Thieves just kind of outskills them in every position. Maybe not mid, but I still think Demonte is actually a better overall player. Just knows his role. He doesn't want to go out there and say, I'm going to win lane. He's like, I'm going to win the game. And we're really high on FBI and Huhi. Worked out really well. We were also subsequently low on Deathly. Well, that worked out pretty well too. In this league, especially DraftKings, pick the winners. There's one exception that we'll cover on Saturday, but usually pick the winning team, and that's how you're going to win your money, right? So 100 Thieves goes out there, has a great. I mean, they looked good the whole way through, right? It was a really tight game. Evil Geniuses had a lead up till the end for a little bit, and then 100 Thieves won a team fight, swing it over, and they know how to close. So they just close the game out because that's what they do. Still looking like my 3 team right now. I had them at 3. I had them closer to 2 than 4. I think they're right in the middle right now because 1 and 2 do look so good. Obviously, Liquid has some slip-ups, but overall pretty good. Golden Guardians, Cloud9. I'm going to give us a heads up. Cloud9 wins a lot. They won all weekend. Blabber is really, really good right now. This looks like the Blabber that started off last year too. Obviously, he ended up not being nearly as effective, but put him on these really aggressive junglers, and he's just nuts. It's incredible to watch. They did punish Golden Guardians a bit because Golden Guardians, I still think, is a newer team, needs some cohesion coming through, but he looked great. Everyone looked great. The team Cloud9 is looking better every single week. And Vulcan, funny enough, as I was touting him as the best player from lock-in, has statistically one of the lesser weekends I've seen him have in a long time. I think he averaged maybe 15 points a game or something. And as a winning support player that usually puts up 30 a game potentially, it was kind of surprising. So they just look really good. I'm not down on Vulcan by any means yet. I think he just didn't get a whole lot of kill participation because that's the way the game played out. But I'm still all in on Vulcan. And the final one we closed the night out with was we were high on Dignitas. Excuse me. We had Dardoch and Soligo was our people we were really high on. It looked good. For the wrong reasons again. This is one of those things where I looked at this and said, there's a new sub coming in from the mid lane on CLG. They still don't have their jungler back. They have a new top laner. I'm all in on top and mid. Well, Dignitas looked good. They made us some good money that day. CLG looked good too, though. And it actually is going to lead us into what we were really high on later on in the week, too. So that's Friday. We'll move on to Saturday. And for some reason, FlyQuest plays first game a lot. You'll see it this weekend a lot, too. They played first game. They looked fine against Evil Geniuses. I thought they had a chance for a little bit, but Evil Genius pulls it away and pretty much just kind of runs with it. Really good, clean win by Evil Geniuses once they got rolling. If there's still a team that's, I think, really impressive right now, Peter Dunn has a team rolling in a really good way. They're able to play through the top, through the mid, through the bottom really well, which is something that I was really curious about with Impact. I never thought Impact had that ability to go through that top lane and really be that power top laner. He looks great so far. But, yeah, either way, they beat FlyQuest. FlyQuest looks good. Still, question mark, I think. I like them still. I think they have a lot of potential. We'll see what happens there. Next one we have is Dignitas versus Liquid. This is where Liquid turns it on. They got a little embarrassed the first game. Work let it happen again. And in Liquid fashion, they just kind of stranglehold Dignitas out and wins the game. Dignitas, again, like TSM, they're kind of a boring team to watch if you're looking for a lot of kills. If you're playing for DraftKings, they're one of the teams that they're great chalk options because they're going to win a lot. But they might not drop those 25 kills, 20 kill games. They're going to drop those 9 kill wins and 11 kill wins. And it makes it really hard to figure out, is this, is captaining a tactical great move when I think he's going to be guaranteed X points. It'd be a really high floor, but not as high as the ceiling, just the way they play. So it's really interesting watching him right now. We kind of knew this would be the case, but it's continuing to be something where it's like, well, if I'm looking for chalk, double up, this is an easy pick. If I'm looking for to take down a GPP, we'll see. Next one we had, here's the game. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw me complain about it because I had a stack of CLG. And either way, 100 Thieves beats CLG, but it's a bloodfest again. And anyone who watched the lock-in tournament when they had to play each other in the groups, it was a bloodfest. I believe 100 Thieves won that one too. Actually, they weathered the storm. But there's 20 plus kills in each side. I saw that. I was like, let's just run a lineup with CLG to favor them. Make sure we put him in. It was like a daily dollar GPP, whatever it was. Well, we had the number one lineup of the day. I took a look at the 5K tournament, which I didn't enter that lineup in, and it would have finished first by like 15 points. So you saw me complain because I only won $100 instead of winning 5,000. I could have done it. I had it. I almost had it. My white whale. But the game was just fun to watch, man. Everyone was killing everyone. Someone can tell me if you pronounce it out, but RJS, I don't know if you pronounce it or not. He's looked great so far. Really, really surprising. I was very, very cautious about the CLG change. I like the logic of we want to make the change earlier than later, but I thought Paul Belter is not a guy you want to be benching. He's probably the guy I really want to lean on. And I really, I was wrong, man. He looks great. He looks awesome so far. Boiler Stripes, it's a shame those tendies belong to you. They did. And this is going to be, we're going to pause really fast here. Here's going to be one of the mistakes I like to cover. I like to talk about my mistakes here. I'm a big believer in maxing your entries. When you're going to do that daily dollar that has 15 entry max, put in 15 unique lineups there. Get different, right? $15, but if you can try to win first for 100, that's worth it. 3 entry max it out. Obviously, when you're talking about those 5K to first maxes, they're like huge, huge max entries. But put in something that gives you a good diversity to try to take this one down, right? Don't dip your toe in the water. That's what I did. It's a mistake. I put in 2 lineups on Saturday. Why? Right? Like if I'm gonna go in, let's try to take it down, right? I'm not trying to finish top 20% and win 30 on my $30 entered because I have one lineup, double my money. Let's take this thing down. So don't make my mistake. Max your entries, right? Put as many as you can. Get different, get diverse. There are people who talk about running, like it's called running the train, and especially in NBA, where they run the same lineup over and over again. That's stupid. Don't do that. Get a little different here. We're going to go ahead and skip this song. I skip it every time. But either way, there's my mistake. It was a great game to watch. Don't make my mistakes. Learn from me. Let's keep on going. Cloud9 TSM. Last year would have been an awesome game to watch. It would have been really, really exciting. This year, not so much. Fudge looked good. Fudge looked better. Blabber played through top actually for a little bit in the beginning too, and it was really interesting. Picked a Jax into a Camille. I like the counter pick a lot. They baited out the hook shots and took down Camille multiple times. Cloud9 is really good. TSM is lackluster. That makes a very interesting game here. Cloud9 just rolls them. I think have 25 kills to like 8. It was a great stack to run with Saturday too. I believe the stack I had that would finish first was a Wild Turtle Captain, Sven, and a stack with Cloud9. So I think I had Wild Turtle and Sven obviously, RJS at mid, Blabber at jungle, and I assume I probably had Finn at top. I'm guessing instead of Fudge. Maybe not. I'm not sure about that one, but those first 3 I know for sure. It was the best stack of the day, right? And this is the one where Cloud9, their prices were still high, but a little diminished because it was still TSM. Slam them, right? We all know TSM was not looking good, so love the picks. We'll keep on going from there. And the final one is Immortals and Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians won it. It was a game that Golden Guardians is interesting to me because I think they want to fight more than they do, but they just don't seem to kill all that much for a team that feels like they want to kill a lot more often. I do still think that the team has a lot of potential. I like Smoothie. I like Iconic a lot. I like Niles a lot. I think they have a lot of potential in that top lane. I haven't seen it come through yet. Iconic still looks good, but we'll see what happens there. We have Bloatzer or Blotzer? We'll say Bloatzer. Bloatzer won. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. But that's our Saturday. It was a lot more stable than the first day. Let's see. It was instincts to need to develop, including Baron Instinct, Killer Instinct, Killer Instinct for sure. How about don't throw at Baron Instinct? Let's just throw that in for Golden Gardens because they could have beat TSM. But those are things that I think they'll figure out as a team. Golden Gardens has solid coaching. They were undervalued last year and overproduced. We'll see if they do the same thing this year. But that was a bit more stable than the first day. The third day, we talked about it last show, a lot of chalk. It was very, very hard to get different in the Sunday matchup. And if you leaned heavily on double ups, I can't say I blame you because there was no real surprises here. FlyQuest Team Liquid. Team Liquid wins. We all kind of saw it coming, and it happened. It wasn't like a close win. It was just a Team Liquid win. Again, FlyQuest plays first. There might be a reason behind that. I just don't know. The next one we have is EG vs Golden Gardens. Again, EG just wins. This is a pretty boring day. I'm not going to lie. If you're wondering at all, everyone you think's going to win wins. The one place to try getting different, we were a little wrong on. But we were high on, let's see, Demonte Closer and Impacts and Scarin, and those are both great. By the way, I missed our Saturday. We were high on Sven and Vulcan and Niles and Iconic. Both got the wins, although Niles Iconic wasn't the most attractive win. It was a win. But today, on Sunday, it was easy. There was no way to get different. There was no one I really felt like, oh, this might be a unique way. Evil Geniuses wins. Jizuke is looking really strong still. Cloud9 and Immortals. Cloud9, they're just flexing their muscles at this point. They're not just winning. The difference is Team Liquid is a top 2 team because they will systematically win in every facet. They'll make sure they starve your resources and slowly stranglehold you down. Cloud9's come from the top rope. They're throwing that elbow. They're playing dirty. They don't want to beat you. They want to embarrass you, and it's working so far. I mean, Blabber is just putting up numbers I have not seen. He's predicting these hook shots from Camille, these flash. He looks great. Sven looks great. Perks is Perks. We all knew it was going to happen. It's coming around. Fudge looks better. Vulcan is still, in my opinion, him and Closer were the 2 best players of the lock-in tournament. They look great. Scary team. Scary team because they can beat you in so many different ways. And I think that's the unique part about what Perks brings this year that they didn't have necessarily last year with Niski. Perks brings intense pressure to that mid lane. And Fudge brings intense pressure to that top lane. Obviously, Licorice and Niski could carry and could win, but these two will apply at all times, and it makes Cloud9 very scary in all 3 lanes, all facets of the game. It's a very scary team to be playing right now. CLG and TSM. This is where I thought if we're going to get different, I like this one. It didn't work out super well. I thought, hey, they had a bloodbath day 1 or bit 2 chronological gaming against 100 Thieves. TSM was pretty rough. I was higher on RJS. He ended up finishing the cash for me a lot, which is great. But overall, TSM wins, and they win in that fashion that it's just not fun to watch. It's just kind of like we'll just starve you out. It's like Team Liquid, right? I shouldn't say not fun to watch. I enjoy watching it, but as a DraftKings player, I don't enjoy having players in those games. And we're to learn from that, right? We want LPL level kills. I want IG RNG 25 kills a game level kills. I don't want LCK. They're fun to watch, but I don't need to watch that. I don't need to watch that and lose money. The final one we had was 100 Thieves and Dignitas. This one I actually thought would have more kills than it probably did. I obviously 100 Thieves won, but Dignitas has tended to die a lot in their losses, especially through lock-in tournament. And the first 2 days, not as much, but a little bit still. 100 Thieves wants to go out for blood, so I thought high kill potential. It was fine. Nothing to write home about. But Demonte Closer, we have him on the down on. Not bad. But that's going to be week 1. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening right now, right? So there's obviously Cloud9's undefeated. There's one team, CLG hasn't won a game yet, but I think they look like they have a lot of talent. I think they might be able to game this weekend. Maybe they're on this list, who knows? We'll keep on going from here, and we'll go to our Friday. So here's what we're looking out for this Friday. Looks like an interesting day. There's not a whole lot of clear wins here. Obviously, there's some chalk here, but there's also some really interesting games. So the first one is 100 Thieves and FlyQuest. I like 100 Thieves, obviously. I think they're going to probably win this game. But FlyQuest has been playing people pretty tough, and I think that they can capitalize on 100 Thieves in a few different ways. Um, Mainly, I think that they just surprise people sometimes. They pick something kind of unique, and they're a bit off the wall. That bot lane is very hit or miss. And when they hit hard. Johnson Diamond can look great. When they miss, they look rough. It looks like Johnson last year. Um, so interesting game. Nothing I'm going to look too heavily on. I think it could have a lot of kills, but also FlyQuest plays a bit more conservative. So I'm going to have some exposure here, not a ton. The second game is really tough for me because I do like CLG a lot, but Team Liquid, they play that stranglehold kind of game, and you know, I think Team Liquid wins. I think they win with limited kills needed, and they win by giving up limited kills. They're just going to win lane every facet and do what they do usually. So I think Team Liquid will win. I think if CLG wins, it'll be really exciting because I think they could get a lot of kills out of this. But I think if Team Liquid wins, they're going to be very, very tactical on how they do it. See what I did there? You saw that? Tactical? Nice. The third one we have is Evil Geniuses and Cloud9. Don't boo me. Boo you. You boo me. Third one we have is Evil Geniuses versus Cloud9. Don't boo me. I like I like Cloud9. They just look too good. They look too good, and I get really excited about the whole idea of like, oh, Evil Geniuses beat him last time. Let's see it happen again. Perks has been here for a little bit now. Let's see Jizuke get those kills now. I don't think he's taking Yone. If he does, I'm be very disappointed because I don't want to see any more Syndra stuns when he snaps back. But Cloud9 looks really good. Evil Geniuses looks still solid. They look like they've regressed a little bit from lock-in, but I think part of that was their group. The group they were in was just a bit weaker. Obviously, they surprised Cloud9. That's great, but after that, they were in a weaker group, in my opinion. And I think Definitely's good, but he's not, oh my god, good, right? And I think even that first game, you go back and watch Evil Geniuses and Cloud9 in the lock-in, Sven was beating him in lane. Actually, he got his first kill off of, see if I remember this correctly. There's a fight in the mid lane, and someone was running through bot river to get out of it. And he was late to rotation. He just walked into a kill face first. Like, this isn't. Come on. I have Cloud9. This is really exciting for me. I think there's going to be a lot of kills in this one, and I'm really high on Cloud9 here. I think either one you go with, the winning team has a potential for a slate breaker. So I'm really interested here. Next we have is TSM Golden Guardians. I'm avoiding this game almost at all costs. TSM plays a very conservative game. Golden Guardians has been known to throw, and you don't want to make mistakes against teams like TSM and Team Liquid who play a very efficient kind of gameplay. I won't say tactical because it's not Liquid. Don't you boo me. But C9 is like C4 but more explosive. Yeah, I mean Blabber's nuts. But Golden Guardians, can they win this and can they win it with 20 kills? Sure. Can they have Niles take a carry and just beat Huni down? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I can absolutely see that. But I think it's more interesting to see, does TSM try to run through Lost again? Because Lost looked really good in that third day. I was really impressed by him. I think if they can run through Lost, I like the idea of how their team can function from there on out, especially if you can get Huni to play a role a bit better. I'm interested to see Huni versus Niles, the rookie versus Tom Brady. Huni's looking better recently, but I think Niles wants to pick a carry, and I can see a world where TSM just goes, look, we're just going to pick a conservative top laner. You're on tank duty, and we're going to win this through Lost and win this through PoE. Huni ain't Tom Brady. Huni's never been Tom Brady. Don't put at the moment. Huni's never been Tom Brady. Huni's like Blake Bortles. All right, everyone thought he was gonna be good for at one point in time, and then he just kind of flamed out. Huni is Cade McNown. Huni is insert washed up player here. That's Huni. Niles is Sam Darnold. That's who Niles is. He's Sam Darnold. Everyone thinks like he could be good, but he just looks bad right now. Who knows? But that should be an interesting one either way. And the last one, Dignitas Immortals. This is where we also want to be in this game. I can see this game being a total bloodbath. And also, spoiler alert, I'm really high on Immortals. I like it a lot. So we'll move on to Saturday. We'll run through a bit quicker because I've been kind of dilly-dallying around. I lollygagged. But we have FlyQuest CLG. I think Flyquest has an advantage right here inherently. I think they're a better team, and they're on blue side. But I do like COG. I'm going to be watching Friday a lot to see what I do here. I'm not entirely sure yet. It's going to depend on how they play Friday because I do like the idea of a COG upset here. If RJS looks just as good as he did the first time, I think Wild Turtle can beat Johnson. I'm really interested there. Cloud and Hunter Thieves, going to be bloodbath. Can't wait to see it. Grab your popcorn. It's going to be fun. I don't know who wins. Probably Cloud9, but I don't feel that confident. Like, it's a toss-up, and whoever wins, it's going to be a bloodbath. So grab some popcorn, kick back. Maybe blop it in the Super Bowl. It won't be a 9-point Super Bowl, right? Golden Guardians, Dignitas. Again, kind of a toss-up one. Could be a bloodbath. Could be really conservative. They both played both styles of game, so I'm not really excited about this one at all. I am and I'm not. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll cover it in the down-ons. This is a hard one to figure out, though. TSM Team Liquid, avoid this game. Just, even if I'm wrong, I don't care. Avoid this game. It's going to be boring. From a DraftKings perspective, like, I can see like a 7-3 kill game. Probably not that low. But still, this is going to be like LCK going at it. Like, it's going to be very efficient. It's going to be very limited kills. Avoid this game. If you're taking for anybody, maybe Alfari on like a solo kill on Huni because Huni's dumb and Alfari is good. We'll see. Immortals, EV Geniuses. I have EG as a natural pick. I like Immortals a lot, though. Again, let's watch Friday because I was really, really impressed with Revenge and Xerxes. I've always liked Insanity. The team's really shocking me, so we'll see what happens here. Probably Evil Geniuses, but that's one where I'm like, if I was the betting man, and I'm looking at that game. Finally on Sunday, we're got some water really fast. The Blitz God. Man, Destiny's Blitzcranks were insane. Insane. I mean, catching out Core JJ. We'll keep going. But that was awesome. We'll talk about that later. We can talk about it later. Sunday, Team Liquid vs. 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves gets run through the ringer this weekend. They might come out 1-2. I don't look down on them if it does. They're playing two really tough teams. Team Liquid is a really tough one. Well, he beat him last time, but I don't discredit Team Liquid. This is going to be a game that's going to be really, really fun to watch. Two probably world's favorites right now. Favorites to make worlds, not to do well at worlds, to make worlds. I like them both a lot. It'd be really fun to see how they go against each other a second time through. Immortals TSM. I like Immortals a lot here. You've heard me say it already, but I love Immortals. TSM plays very efficiently, but I think Immortals can capitalize on that. Xerxes is he's not used to playing high level games. He's played LEC, like him a lot. My biggest concern would be Insanity going against Power Evil because I think Power Evil couldn't expose him on any mistakes he makes, which would be scary for me. Eva Geniuses versus Dignitas. EG. Not much to say there. I think it's EG. Could be Dignitas. Yeah, sure. Why not? But if I had a bet, probably 8 out of 10 times I'm going EG. Cloud9 FlyQuest. I like FlyQuest a lot right now, but I'm not betting against Cloud9 at all. Until they prove otherwise right now, they look very, very good. Even as Team Liquid, they looked really good in the finals of Lockout. So we'll see what happens there. And then finally, we have Golden Guardians and CLG. I'm partial right now to CLG off of last weekend. I know they haven't won a game yet, but they looked good losing. So we'll see what happens this weekend. This is Sunday, so we get 2 games out to see. Okay, 5 games in. How do they look now? We'll probably readjust there, but I think this can be an interesting game as well. Now this is the part everyone wants to see after I get my water. This is the part everyone wants to see, me drinking water. Okay, we have our down with and down on. So for those who might be new here, down with is going to be, we're going to pair people we like a lot. We're going to go through 2 each day. We're going to say, these are good people I sort of stack with, right? I try to make sure it's one chalky, one more unique pick, or one cheaper pick that you can kind of balance them out with. Not always going to be the case. This is just ideas for if you're building multiple lineups, things you might want to start off with. I do 2 because I don't want to limit it to a 4-3. I can do 4-2-1. You can do 4-3, whatever you want. Start off with these 2, though, when you're stacking. So the first one we have is Revenge and Xerxes. We talked about it before. I like the idea of them going to Dignitas. I like these 2 a lot. Dignitas has a habit of losing with a lot of kills, and Immortals looks really good. I can see them just rolling this one. I like them a lot. They're estimated 5th, but actually the prices did come out, and they look like they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. 7th priced. 7th priced. That's exciting for me. Um, they got even more exciting for me. The fact that they're 7th priced. You can basically stack them with almost any chalk and be okay here. This is really exciting. So, want to stack with somebody? How about FBI and Huhi? FBI and Huhi look really interesting. What are they priced at right now? So they're going to FlyQuest, and they look like they're priced about 2nd in the stack. Hey, I nailed it. Look at that. This is something that I'm really excited for because, like I said, if Johnson and Diamond are off, they're way off, and they feed. They feed a lot. We watched Diamond just run it down for 4 kills in the first 12 minutes of the game and lock in. Johnson doesn't know when to quit. When they're on, but I don't know if they can be on against FBI and Huhi. And I especially don't know that even if they are, and they go even in lane, we come out of that lane, and you get to walk into 100 Thieves, their entire team, who's just ridiculously coordinated, right? Someday going as Licorice, I like Someday. Maybe not a ton, but I can see like the overall team just being fed. FBI Huhi going off. I can see a Kaiser game where FBI goes nuts. So, loving that stack a lot. This is probably the best example of an expensive pairing and a cheap pairing that can really work well together. So keep an eye out for this one. I like this one a lot. On Saturday, we have RJS and Smoothie. And you heard me say it before. I really do like COG. I think they're a solid team. They go against FlyQuest. Maybe I don't like FlyQuest. Do I just not like FlyQuest? Maybe. I don't know. But either way, I like FlyQuest. But either way, RGS looks really good. Smoothie has been involved in a ton of kills. RGS has been involved in like 84% of kills first weekend, 3 games, small sample size, but 84%? That's insane. That's crazy, especially in a game that had 20 some odd kills per side against 100 Thieves. To be involved in 80 some percent of that, that's awesome. That means he's rotating, he's fighting the team well. Smoothie's right there with him. I really, really like this pairing. Maybe I'm hyping up too much. It's just the first 3 games of RJS. Someone please tell me if I pronounced that right too. Or if it's Ridges. Maybe it's Ridges. Maybe that's his name. Like S of M. It's not so FM. But I like this one a lot. I think that there's a world where they can just run down FlyQuest and be great. It's just the letters. Thank you. Okay, good. So that's something interesting. I think that you wouldn't be wrong stacking either one of these 2 teams up, honestly. I like it a lot, but I'm partial to RJS. I think he'll be underpriced too. And that's why I lean this way. I think there will be a very, very cheap pairing. Obviously, mid lane supports an interesting pair, but Smoothie has been willing to rotate, and I like that a lot. Saturday, who are you going to pair these people with? They're cheap. So what do we do with extra money? Blabber's Ven. Don't say anything else. Blabber's Ven. 100 Thieves likes to fight a lot too. Shoot, look at 100 Thieves in their wins against CLG. 50 plus kills across the board in both their wins, both their games against CLG. They like to fight. They love to fight. Even as Team Liquid, they like to fight a lot too. Against Cloud9, where they like to fight, this is gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time. And who do we want to strap our wagons to? Blabber, because the dude's out of this world. And Sven, because the dude's out of this world. Sven's just ridiculously talented. Blabber's just aggressive, and I love it. So, great pairings again. Look at me. I actually accidentally paired these things pretty well so far, if I do say so myself. But really, really love this game either way. I can see you going with 100 Thieves on stacks too. I'd say play with both of them under your exposure. But this is a game where I look at it and go, a lot of kills here. I think a lot of kills coming out here, especially because you might be able to get some big old dummies going with TSM and Team Liquid, and they're going to have a low kill participation. So watch Tactical have 25% ownership, and then they go 11, 12 kills. Watch me also be dead wrong and it goes 25-25 because I'm dumb. But if I was a betting man, again, and I am, that'll be low. This is a great way to get unique. You take 2 really high-profile teams that kill a lot, and you try to fade the 2 high-profile teams that don't kill almost at all. Love this one. And we'll move to Sunday. Sunday, I got to look at really fast who they play. 100 Thieves and Team Liquid. I like Demonte and Closer. I know this is interesting because I just said Team Liquid doesn't like to fight a lot, but I also look at this and say Demonte and Closer move around a ton. They rotate as needed. I do think Alfaria might have his way with Someday, although Someday can hold his own top lane. And I think the big wins will come from whatever lane they decide. What they mean, 100 Thieves decides we're going to play the strong side through there, because the Monte and Closer will both rotate a lot, and I think that they can be the contrarian pick. Maybe not for a ton of points, but that's a good contrarian pick because I think that Team Liquid will have more ownership than 100 Thieves. And I think 100 Thieves has a very legitimate chance of winning this. It's going to be a tough one, but I do have a lot of faith in them. I think this is going to be really interesting to see. Oh, well, whoops. I screwed this one up too. We're going to cover 3 today. We have 3. I don't know what I did wrong here. That was all messed up. Well, we're going to have the other 2 we're going to go through is Wild Turtle and Smoothie. Again, I get why you'd be down on CLG because they did go 0-3. But everything I saw out of them, that's a team that has potential to be really good. They played a tough 3 games. Let's take a look at it and let's make sure, right? They played TSM, who's methodical. They played 100 Thieves, who's 100 Thieves. And they played Dignitas, who Dignitas, got the better of them. But if you look at that game, CLG actually had a lead for a lot of it. 100 Thieves Dignitas just got the win at the end of it. So I like this one a lot. CLG is going against Golden Guardians, and I think if you're going to beat Golden Guardians, I love the idea of exposing them to the bot lane side. Iconic does play through top. I think part of that's because they have that not academy, the amateur scene connection between Iconic and Niles. I wouldn't want to screw with a Blaze Olive too much in mid lane, so I think winning through bot lane is going to be really big. And then the final one we have is Impact Svenskeren. So they're going against Iditas, and then we talked about we've talked about this before. We have spoken about this before. But Evil Geniuses looks really good. Digitas has a habit of dying a lot in their losses. It was hoped that to keep on going. I do really like the idea of Impact Svenskeren up in the top lane to kind of help expose a bit more. I think that they're going to be looking to get aggressive early. And Dardock and Fake Out are solid, but I think Svenskeren and Impact are strictly better. And I really get excited for that matchup a lot. I think it's one that can lead to some really high early kills and rolling that out because I think the Dignitas bot lane is surprisingly good. I like Neo a lot so far, and it's something where if I'm looking to say where can we get more unique, this is where it is. So what's yeah, they haven't obviously Sunday. I haven't posted that yet, but I think Neo's actually a really solid player, and I think if I'm going to go with them here, I'm going to actually avoid that bot lane. Neo and Aftermo are no joke, and I think definitely is good, not excellent. So here's my down widths. I go with a 6. You got 7 this time too. I was waffling between with Demonte and Closer. It's good to see that I didn't correct my mistake on both sides, but there we go. So you got a bonus one too. Even more ways to get unique on Sunday. So we'll move on to our down on now. And I'll get more water. Our first down on is going to be Jensen. This is one of the ones, same with Alfari last week, right? We're not down on him because we think they're going to lose. We're down on them because he's so expensive, and I just think they're going to win so effectively. It's going to be very hard to get very different. He's currently 7,800 salary, which is more than anyone else. I do want to avoid Team Liquid because they're going to be so chalky here. They are first across the board. Oh, except for Jungle. Santorin's second. That makes sense. Blabber's first. But I really do like Team Liquid. I just don't think they're going to be great in this matchup. I think it's going to be a very low kill win. We then have 1 second. All right. We then have Impact on Friday too. Again, it's not that I don't like Impact. I just think when we look at this, we go, okay, how does Evil Geniuses stand a chance here? I think that Blabber's shown he's willing to play through top this past weekend. He did it a lot against TSM. He's done it actually all weekend. He's willing to say, I'm going to roll top lane. And I think that that's going to actually be very counterintuitive to how Evil Geniuses plays. I think they're going to say, well, if you're going to play through top lane, we're going to try to run through bot lane and let Vulcan rotate out, and we're just going to shove it in. We'll see what happens there. Either way, I'd be really nervous about Impact. I have him as a third. I'm starting to think he's probably a bit lower than that. He's way lower than that. He's actually 6th. Maybe I'm not as low as I thought he was, because that'd be interesting to see. But Impact's going to have a rough day. He might be on turtle duty. Next, we have Power of Evil on Saturday. Power of Evil is a guy who is always going to be a high cost to mid because when they win through him. When they lose, he does his best to not let them lose. But this is going to be a very boring game. Honestly, for Saturday, I could have just put TS17 Liquid as a whole. I'm down on them as a whole. I don't care who wins. I think Team Liquid kind of wins handedly, but I don't care necessarily. I just don't think they're going to have enough kills. And I'm prepared to eat crow on live stream next week. Not really. I'll eat chicken though. Why not? Um, but I think that it's going to be a very boring game to watch. I don't like anyone in this game. I am parched today. So I actually kind of avoided Saturday rest of it because we've kind of talked about it a lot. Crow's not that bad. Have you eaten crow? Well, eating chicken isn't as exciting as eating crow. All right, what if we did this? What if I ate chicken and I put like I'll buy the fake black feathers at like a Dollar Tree and we'll put it there and we'll tell you it's crow and just pretend that you know that you think it's crow. You know it's chicken, but just pretend it's crow. It'd be good deal. Good deal. All right, so that'll be the deal. If TSM and Team Liquid goes over 30 kills, let's say 30 kills. What if you think it's a raven? It won't be the same size as the raven. It'll be a crow-sized piece of chicken. Don't worry. But 30 kills, and I'll eat. I'm not going to eat that, but I'll bring a feather on stream. Whatever. 30 kills. That's the deal. But either way, let's keep on going. We're digressing too much. Sunday, we have Demonte. He's another person who's playing as Team Liquid. He's another person that we're not high on because he's playing as Team Liquid. If Team Liquid wins, it's going to be very methodical. 100 Thieves wins. They might be able to get some good kills out of it. I do like it. I just realized now why I said Demonte there, because I took him off there and put him in down one. I talked myself out of it. But either way, I think this is going to be an interesting game. 100 Thieves, if they win, it can be a big-time kill win. If they lose, they might only get 3 kills for all we know, right? This is what Team Liquid does, so it's going to be really hard to kind of adjust around. And finally, we have Revenge on Sunday. I'm aware. I've been high on him. I've liked him. I keep saying I like Immortals. I still like him. TSM plays a very boring game. If they lose, Cloud9 showed they can kill him 25 times in a loss. But TSM is going to play them pretty tough, and they're going to play a low kill count, I think. I like Immortals. It's not the situation. Edgar Allan Poe up in here. Quote the Raven. Quote the Crow. Never more TSM. But Raven's going to be a kind of Revenge is going to be the kind of guy that I want to see him all year. I think there's going to be a situation where he can just go ballistic. You've seen him play really good carries so far. I don't think this is going to be one of them. This is one of the ones where if Immortals wins, sure, he can be a top contributor. But I think the money's probably on TSM. And I probably think it should be on TSM. TSM is not the best team right now, but Immortals is still fight. They're still punching up in their weight class, right? Can Revenge play Swain? I don't like this anymore. I don't know who invited you people here, but that's our last on down on. So we're looking at some pretty good games this weekend. I'm really excited for what's going on here. Let's go right here. You see my pretty face? My pretty face. No one wants to see that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that to you. But we have some really good games. This is probably the most I've been high on and down on teams. I'm obviously really down on playing TSM and Team Liquid stacks right now, and who they're playing too. It's just been not the most fun. So we'll see. The implied kills so far have been pretty even throughout lock-in and the first week. We're gonna see how those adjust. We haven't talked about that a whole lot yet, but we're going to hear me start mentioning more is when this becomes statistically significant is kills per win, deaths per loss, and implied kills we have in each win. Something that I think is a really great metric to do if you do DraftKings. Pick someone who I think they're going to win. Great. Do they have a high implied kill count, right? Do they kill a lot in wins and the team they're playing is die a lot in losses? That'll become a really important metric to have. And I definitely recommend looking into that. If you are in a Discord, ask about it, right? I'm going to help Boiler Tribes in there. Shark, a lot of people in the chat are in there. A lot of people in the chat. It's just you two right now, which is hilarious. But there are people who are in Discord who willing to help out with that. If you're looking for any more interesting information, again, I already mentioned the esports department. John George does an awesome job over there. They do great things for covering their thoughts on the betting lines, which I love to use as far as like who do I think is going to win and kind of validate my opinion a lot of times. They also have the Fantasy Lab Optimizer there, which is great. They have podcasts there, which is great. You know, we're going to be hopefully on there helping out too, getting some good content there. Boiler Tribe has at least three personalities. He has one good one, but he has three total personalities. Two of them are just drunk and degenerates. You don't want to talk to those two. But if you kept catch Boiler Tribe 3 on there, he's a good guy. But yeah, let's jump in there. I'm sorry. That was ouch. I'm sorry. You can go back to the bottle now. Anyways, jump into Discord. Let's talk about this more. We'll get more in depth on that too. But go down below. You'll see our Discord there. Jump on. Follow here, right? This is the best way to find out the information live is coming out. So follow here. Subscribe to us on YouTube. I have my Twitter. I'm gonna learn how to point up there. There. I have my personal one, and then the down with the draft one. I'm always willing to talk about this too. Subscribe on Patreon. I post to an exclusive chat channel on Discord. At least 2 lineups I'm running each time. I didn't do this weekend because I'm a bad person and because I was also out of town. But I'm going to be posting each one. I like to do usually a chalky lineup and then a really unique GPP play each time. Last week, or 2 weeks ago in the lock-in tournament, the last day of groups, we hit really hard on that. We posted one of the top GPPs and a pretty solid chalk lineup too. So working pretty well. Subscribe to Patreon and get access to those too. There are 2 free lineups every single day, right? Obviously, if you're playing 10 lineups, it'll get you to 20% of the way there. If you're playing a max entry of 3, 67% of the way there. Even better. Single entry, I got you. But everyone come on, join on along, find out about it, brag about it on Discord, brag about it in chat next week too. We profited some money this weekend. We should brag more. We're going to get better at bragging about it. But come on the Discord and do it with us. That's all we have today. It's been almost like a 50-minute stream. So if you have any thoughts on things that you want to see improved, or you don't like, things that you wouldn't mind seeing us add in there, I'm all, we're, 6 episodes in? 7 episodes in? Not even, maybe? This is a work in progress, and we're trying to make this as fun as possible. So thank you, everyone, for joining. Like I said, subscribe to everything, follow for everything. Follow me next week. Come back next Thursday. Let's find out how we did here. Thanks, everyone. Bye. I'm coming back. I saw that last chat. Shark Disc foul play. You're going to get banned. It's not funny. You're not funny. Anyways, goodbye for real. I'm back a second time. Thank you so much for Bogality for following. This is the last time. I promise. I'm not coming back anymore. No more. Don't do anything else. I'm gone. It was a fun time. Check out YouTube. You'll find out more about it. Appreciate the follow. Will he come back? Don't do that to me. Goodbye.